Shalom to all of my friends, family, and enemies here on Substack, indigenous or otherwise. So, I see so many people on these different platforms that I'm on. I'm only on here. I think only three platforms. Shalom Hepzibah. You know, I'm not into politics. Politics is nothing but a waste of time. Just like sports, just like the news. It's all a waste of time. But I'm going to say this because so much I get glimpses of the news here and there, and you got the left telling the right what they're doing wrong, and the right telling the left what they're doing wrong. Just like the left likes to harp on green technology that supposedly is cleaner. They're just after the money, like the Republicans, of course, but or even the Green Party. And here's the biggest kicker: they point out the hypocrisy in the eyes of their opponents, but fail to realize the hypocrisy of their own lives. Messiah says, listen to the messenger, but don't do after their works. The scribes and the Pharisees sitting in Moshe's seat. Do after their words, but not their actions, because they say and do not. But too many people, they go around spouting off about, oh, these guys are hypocrites. 2 aircraft, 5 helicopters, so many SUVs and a few sports cars. That's just, you know, and 5 or 6 huge mansions. That's, it, it it doesn't matter what that person's doing. If he's speaking truth in regards to we need to be more careful with the environment we're working with to make sure everyone is thriving and everything in the world or on the earth is thriving, just don't follow their example of what they believe it to me. Ask our Creator how we ought to be taking care of His creation. I'm on the streets because I believe that our Heavenly Father commanded us, and I know that our Heavenly Father commanded us to preach His good news to all creatures, not just mankind. I am more of a conservationist than anyone that's politically involved. I don't have a car. I barely have a tent over my head, and I can carry everything that I quote unquote own in 3 bags or three parcels. And if I had it my way, I'd be out in the wilderness right now with maybe 1 bag of basic tools and make the rest of my tools and hunt and fish and dig up roots and herbs for food and medicine. But they don't allow us to do that. And Father has not given Isaac and I the go-ahead to get into the wilderness yet. He's not prepared a way for us into the wilderness yet. That's coming very soon, probably within the first and second Passover this year. Between those 2 times, not just probably. I'm sure of it because so much is hitting the fan politically and otherwise, uh, very quickly. Trump is trying to run World War III forward like a madman, like he did with the poke in the arm. And believe me, he wants to take it to the next level, and he's going to go ahead with the next pandemic. That's how the beast's control increases. Trump is not the man of perdition, but he's preparing the way for him still. The man of perdition is going to be so close. The operation of his rulership is going to be so close to that of the way it's supposed to be that it's almost going to deceive the elect. We already know as his children that the way the system operates now is absolutely wrong. We all know that. So Trump is still trying to uphold the old system of evil. But in reality, he knows he's not going to be able to do that. He knows he has to collapse it so that they can move forward with the final stages of the final round of the one world government and bring in the days as it was in the days of Noah. That we have not seen yet. I encourage any of you and all of you, Shalom Isaac, and I encourage you guys to read the Apocalypse of Elijah. There's more than just the two witnesses that rise up, and it starts with a woman named Tabitha, according to if that book is truly inspired of our Heavenly Father, which I wholeheartedly agree that with Isaac on this, that it's true. I believe that we're going to see a woman rise up when the man of perdition rises up. The man of perdition hasn't risen yet, so Tabitha's not able to rise up until that man rises to power. And it could very well be the reanimated body of Trump after they kill him. And so, are we going to trust our Heavenly Father to lead us where He wants us to go safely when the time comes to get out of the system? Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if you see these light waves across my face with this camera. That's LED lights, and it looks almost like the Wi-Fi signal waves. Anyway, so hypocrisy. Back to the hypocrisy situation. The Green Party, the Democratic Party, none of them are really for the environment. They're for the green that gets in their pockets, the monopoly money. They're for the monetary stashing of the souls of men into the blockchain mark of the beast system. They are for the green of the pale horse of Revelation. They don't care about the earth's well-being. And that's another one of the things that people need to understand about the man of perdition. He's going to be working signs and wonders, healing people. And he's going to be casting out devils. He's going to be seemingly healing the earth herself. But he's not going to be able to resurrect the dead. That's what the Apocalypse of Elijah makes very clear. He does all of the same miracles as our Messiah, and then some, seemingly doing greater works. Yep, blockchain is a very important term to remember. So we need to trust our Heavenly Father to get us to where we need to be in these times to come. Stop looking at the hypocrites as a reason not to serve, but to not protect the earth's integrity of life. There's at least a third of the earth from the book of Revelation that I could see that still maintains life. And I reckon it'll be thriving because that's where the safe places of the righteous will be. Where he takes his 144,000 to keep them safe as he takes them to Mount Zion. It even talks about the way of holiness in Isaiah, where no fool is able to enter, where no evil spirit can breach. Ways and places of righteousness and holiness and protection during these times. So, evil spirits can inhabit our bodies and make us into an evil spirit if we're not truly tapped in with Heavenly Father. Anyway, there's someone over here talking about what I'm talking about. Brother we met recently. Sorry about that. I have an itch on my face. So what these politicians that talk about being protective of the environment around us, while they themselves are very destructive to it. We're commanded to preach His good news to all creatures, not just to mankind, like the church likes to hoard their own greenbacks by bringing people into their churches, pretending to help them off the street and get them jobs and then tell them to tithe to them. The moment they find out you're not going to get a job and tithe to them, then they go, well, then you lose your job mysteriously and you're back on the streets. So all the hypocrisy does not give us leeway, does not give us the right to turn down what truths they speak from their mouth. We must turn to our Heavenly Father and be sure that what they're speaking is true and do it His way, not their way. So that's all I have to say for now. So shalom. Yahuwah Baruch and keep you, cause His face to shine upon you, give you shalom as you seek to worship Him and love Him in spirit and in truth with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your strength. And love your neighbor as He left us with example and by commandment to love our neighbor as ourselves. Shalom. Hope to see you on the other side in the kingdom. Dawid signing out.